Hey, I'm Craig Moore with More Horsemanship. I wanted to show you guys my swivel wall, and mostly I want to show you what I would do different. So a few people have asked me how I did the hinges, and they like the wall, and I just want to tell you what I don't like. So if you go to build one, you could do it a little different, especially if you use a container. So I'll just show you this latch real quick. I built everything. So I built this latch. I like the way it works. It's fine, you know. Just open that. Now I'm gonna open this door. What you'll see is it lined up that way, right? Well, when it comes around this way, when it's back to where it should go, there's this gap. And so I also put a latch here so it'll hold it in that position. And now when you're using this, you're not as worried about a gap because, you know, if it's raining, you're probably gonna put your saddles back in. But what I would do different, if you look at the width of this floor right here, that's, you know, 1.5 to 2, it's probably 2 inches. So you could I would probably use an 1.5 square tubing or 2-inch square tubing. So if you look at this saddle rack, this is 1.5. So I would get rid of this big corrugated piece and I would build a frame that I could put here out of 1.5 square tubing, and then I would just put probably sheet metal or wood, whatever you want to do that gets you to your thickness. And then if you look down here, you might have to zoom in a little. What my hinge is it's just a 1-inch sucker rod that's resting inside of a 1-inch piece of pipe. The inner diameter is 1 inch, so it fits pretty darn snug. Now the top is the same thing. That's all the hinge is. So if I had a wall that was a frame, what I could do is I could put that in the center so that I could center it on that hinge. If you look at it right now, you can't really center anything on this wall, because you'd have to center it on this piece of metal to get it to match up. And I know some people think, oh, if you cut it on the middle of the high side, when you turn it, it'll match. No, it flips it. And so what's high now goes over to the other side and it's low. So what I'm trying to accomplish is, when this is shut, I would want it to be flush with this piece. And then when it's open, I would still want it to be flush with this piece. Now building a wall where you can hinge it from the middle of an 1.5 or 2-inch piece of square tubing would accomplish that, because you have the thickness that's in the center, and when it turns, you still have that thickness. So it would be sitting like that, and then it would turn and it would still sit like that. Now I can take and I can put a brush or something that could kind of seal this a little better. I would have options to seal this when it's open and shut. And so that's what I would change. I wouldn't use this. I would just build a wall. I'd give myself a 1/4 inch on every side. I'd get that smooth, get that smooth. Now this works because it's not totally sealed when it's shut. And one thing I'll tell you about these shipping containers is they're not perfect. And it's not totally sealed right now. But when you consider, I used to have all my tack outside 85% of the time. This is way better. This is an upgrade. You know, we've got our bottle racks in here, double height. We got a saddle rack back there. And so this is a lot better than what we had. But hopefully I'll get to do another one. That's the hinges. It's super simple. If you're kind of confused on how you would install that, if I had that top rod coming out of the middle of this, what I would do is I'd have to build this piece low enough that I could slide that rod in, lift it up, and there'd have to be extra room in there, enough extra room that I could set it into my bottom one. And now it's gonna rest down, it's halfway up into my top one, then it would work. And then I would just, you know, work around kind of sealing that up after. The other way you can do it is you can put it in place and then weld the rod on if you have enough room to get around it and weld it. That's what I did on this one, as I welded that together as I was holding it in place. So that's my swivel wall. That's how I would change it. These saddle racks, this is a 45-degree angle on each side. It makes a 90. These are 26 inches deep. They probably could have been 24. I think my pad poles are 28 or 30 inches. But yeah, that's what we got. Hopefully that helps some of you guys that want to build one of those. We'll see you next time.